Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
The San Diego Council on Literacy brings you Literacy for All with your host, Jose Cruz.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Jose Cruz. You're listening to the Literacy for All radio show on WS Radio. Our guest is Lakeysha Sowunmi. She is a children's book author, a former military, a mom, and the more I talk to her, the more I learn. She's involved with some really important causes. But before we get too far away from the family stuff, what's it like? Is your oldest an 11-year-old?
No, my oldest is actually...
in college.
Yeah, he's in college.
Oh, my goodness.
He's a man now.
Okay. Now, and he's at which school?
He's at SDSU.
SDSU. Mm-hmm. Oh, go Aztecs.
Yeah.
All right, it's happening. And what year is he in?
This is his first year.
First year. And then you have someone between him and the 11-year-old?
Yes, okay. A high school junior.
Okay. What's it like raising kids in the year 2020?
It's tough. If anybody tells you differently, they are lying. Mm-hmm. It's hard to just kind of keep everything in balance. Mm-hmm. But, once they get older, I just feel like the fruit of my labor, I would be so excited about that.
Yeah. No, he might not like me asking this, but your college student son is still really needs his mom, doesn't he?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. You should see my Cash App. And you'll see how much he needs me.
There's that. That's one. That's one measure.
Exactly.
Real good. So on top of that, having one living in the world today because it's a very busy world, and having children and such, and then you have your projects. You're also your book projects, but you're also involved with some causes. I want to come back to that. What I wanted to skip back to was how you reserve time in your life, space in your life. To create an environment where you can write. How does that happen? Tell me, please help me.
I know I could probably help a lot of people. We live in a society that every moment is go time, and we're always on the move. We're working, we're at the gym, we're eating, and it's a lot of things that we are involved in. Mm-hmm. But me, I decided to put self-care and just prioritizing what makes me happy. I've decided to prioritize that. And one way that I find time to be creative and actually to create is early mornings are my thing. Mm-hmm. That's before everybody gets up, before I need this, Mom, I need that. My husband, can you do this? Can you go do that? The early wee hours in the morning, those are my times to just kind of sit down and create content. And if I don't get that opportunity, I stay up late to also do that. So with both of my books, those were the times where I actually found time to write my book, early in the morning and late at night.
And did you find yourself doing a lot of writing and rewriting and throwing stuff out and starting all over? Did you do all of that?
Absolutely, yeah. I did. And I have a group of great friends that are really good writers as well. So it was a lot of going back and forth and just a lot of editing and rearranging the way I wanted my story to flow. At one point with my first book, I changed a chunk of what I thought would be a nice story. Because, sometimes in your head, it may be one thing, and when you write it down, it turns into something else. But that's a part of the process. And I feel like when I speak to people about writing and writing a book, that they have to embrace the process because it's a very long process. Mm-hmm. If you want to push out something that's really good, it takes a while to do that.
And so what do you tell, or what would be your advice to young writers, not aspiring writers like me, but young writers, when they ask you, or just in general, what is the one thing you would want them to know?
I would definitely say be yourself. Create a story that you have locked inside of your head. You would be surprised the number of people that I talk to that say, for 20 years, I've been wanting to write a book, or for 5 years. And some people actually have stacks of papers.
What are you talking about?
Am I talking to you, Jose? And it blows my mind because I feel like if I had the content, I would definitely write a book. But if it's something in your head, let it out. Because I imagine if I hadn't written the first one.
Well, I'm going to ask you, why did you write Apple Leaves?
Yeah. I started Apple Leaves, the first edition, when I was in the military, just drafting. And I never thought I could be an author. I never thought, one day I'm just going to write this book. I love to write and I love to read, but I never thought I would be an author. So, the story is almost the same because it's teaching the characters in the book some type of value. And I thought, this will be a great time for me to teach other kids about having patience. Because, kids, sometimes they could be a little antsy. They're not that patient. Actually, adults are the same way. They could be, a little. So with this book, I just felt like this is an opportunity for me to teach this virtue, to teach this value. And, different concepts would come in my head. And that's how the first book came about.
Wonderful. Well, we need more books like that. And it kind of gets forgotten in things. And I think sometimes we forget that we all need some kind of guidance.
Yeah.
We always joke about patience and all that because kind of what we look at is lack of patience, and sometimes that's funny, but it's not.
Yes.
And sometimes we're surrounded by people who don't have patience, so we're not learning it. It is a virtue. So
yes, I've had many teachers tell me when I went into the classroom and read this story about just having patience. When I leave the classroom, they're like, "Thank you so much," because my students they are not patient all the time, but because you're talking about this, hopefully this will help them.
Well, so tell me about how you're getting out there with the book. You talked about touring. Read Across America Day is coming. Dr. Seuss's birthday. That's Monday, March 2nd. We're in the year 2020.
Yeah.
How busy are you? Where are you going? And what are you seeing when you're out there?
Yes. So last year was my busiest year. I started off with the Read Across America 2019. After that, I went on for about 10 book signings at Barnes & Noble. Shout out to Barnes & Nobles. They have been so supportive. They have been just a constant support of everything that I've done, very accommodating.
Do they have your book?
They have it, and it's actually online as well.
All right.
I've spent a lot of time just going back and forth with the managers of the stores, and they love my book. And so they have really been very much supportive. And also different schools, not only during Read Across America, but also, teachers, they'll invite me into the classroom and they want me in front of the kids, showing the kids like, hey, you may not want to be a doctor or a lawyer, but maybe you want to be an author. So that's another way that I've actually been promoting and pushing my book. Last year, I attended a book festival actually in Orange County, and I was also able to sell my book there. So as an author, an author without an agent, you do a lot of footwork, but I just feel like that's something to be proud of because that's your product.
Yeah.
And your book is, a lot of people tell me your book is like your business card, so to say. And it's a representative of who you are and how creative you are. So 2019 was really good to me. I'm just really excited about promoting it in 2020.
And what are the age groups, the youngest and the oldest that you've spoken to?
The youngest, kindergarten, definitely. And the oldest has to be 6th grade.
Okay. All right.
Kindergarten, they're really, antsy. Their attention span is not, But so I've had to, be really creative going into the kindergarten classroom. Little props here, little props there, in a way that they could relate to what I'm talking about.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, so I had another question for you. Oh, no, I know what I was going to say. Look, I have business cards. I don't have a book. A book and a business card are two different things. So I would say you have every reason to be proud, and just so glad that you're producing these. I do want to come back to some of your other community work. Man, you stay active. Let me ask you, just usually we have somebody in our lives that's really influenced us. You're really strong and confident. So where does that come from?
I would definitely have to credit my mother. My mother was a very hard worker. She instilled grittiness in us, perseverance, and just that tenacity to go after what you want. I would say as a baby, I've always, anyway, just kind of been out there doing my own thing. And again, that's worked to my advantage as an adult because I feel like nothing is impossible for me. So, but definitely my mom, she's been my hero since day one.
And so I'm learning things about the baby child. And I'm the baby boy. All right, in my family, that's a big deal. There's 10 kids. I'm number 8 of 10. Wow. I have 7 sisters. But I'm learning a little bit because I kind of feel like I'm the one that kind of went off path, and it's made all the difference. Yep. We're kind of like, what's wrong with you? And it's like, I think I know what I'm doing. Yep. And sometimes you don't, but you certainly get to do things differently than maybe the people that you were raised with. So I can't see you sitting still and not going on to another adventure or another book or another audience or another cause. And we're going to go back to the causes that you're working for, because they're all contributing to quality of life, enhanced quality of life for the community and such. So again, really thankful for your work. We've been talking to Lakeysha Sowunmi, and she's a children's author. We're going to be back with our fourth and final segment. I'm Jose Cruz. You've been listening to the Literacy for All radio show on WS Radio, the worldwide leader in Internet talk.
I've heard this is like one of the best pizza spots in town.
Yes, it is.
I'll do a slice of pepperoni, slice of vegetarian.
You got it.
And I will pay for all of that in 3 days.
In 3 days? What's that mean?
Well, wait, you accept credit cards. That money's not going to hit your account for 3 days anyway.
I need my money quicker.
At Chase, we hear you. With Express Funding, card payments are in your Chase account the next business day. Go to chase.com/expressfunding. Chase for business, so you can.
Compensated participation. All businesses are subject to credit approval. Not all clients are eligible for next business day funding, and additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
Donate cash, furniture, clothes, and other gently used household items to Father Joe's Villages and get a nice tax break in April. Every donation is tax deductible. Believe you can make a difference. Be Father Joe. Go to neighborhood.org or call 1-800-HOMELESS to donate today.
Life is full of misadventures, from car crashes to home fires to getting choked out on the mat. Yes, I said getting choked out because I'm Carlos Kramer, jiu-jitsu competitor, MMA and media personality, and mild-mannered insurance agent. You can follow my adventures on Kick-Ass Radio, and I can protect you from life's misadventures at Kramer Insurance. Home, auto, life, business, and workers' comp. We're at KramerINS.com, and I want you to join my world.
This is Bill Gruber with BizVid Communications, a Southern California video production leader. We've been honored to sponsor, produce, write, and host many of the fine programs on WS Radio over the years. So we understand how important the internet and your website exposure are. As video producers, we know the tricks and secrets to incorporate video to increase your search engine optimization and business success. Visit bizvidcommunications.com to see what we can do for you. BIZVID communications.com.
Too much to do? Not enough time to get it done? Call on the experts at Another 8 Hours for your business support needs. By partnering with Another 8 Hours, we allow you to focus on the more important matters, like being in front of your clients, doing what you do best, rather than being stuck at a desk poring over paperwork, rummaging through emails, returning phone calls, and struggling to get everything done by yourself. Meanwhile, your family and social life are going down the drain. Go to another8hours.com or call 8 more hours. That's 866-734-6877.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Can you imagine a world without children? A world where children don't play, or dream, or imagine?
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're working every day to find cures for diseases that strike down children, because we can't imagine a world without children. Can you?
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. To learn how you can help, log on to our website, stjude.org.
Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
The San Diego Council on Literacy brings you Literacy for All with your host, Jose Cruz.
Welcome back to the show. This is our fourth and final segment with Lakeysha Sowunmi. She's our children's book author. Man, we're having fun.
Yeah.
And even during the break, just talking about things and growing up and just our attitude about life and just looking for that next adventure, right?
Yeah.
You know, staying young. We're all children. Well, if we hold on to that, right, Lakeysha?
Yeah.
You know, we'll be doing things till we can.
That's right.
You know, so tell one of the things. There's a group out there called Movement B. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. Mm-hmm. They're local, and what they do is they help inner city kids, high school students. They have an app, and they have them contribute to a collection of their stories, and their motto is. Tell your story before somebody else does. Mm. Now, there's a whole thing right now about a guy's writing a book about Mexico's. I don't think he's ever been there. And there's a whole uproar about it. And it's like this person should not be writing the story. So I think it's called Dirty America or something like that. Or maybe Wade can help us out with that one. Have you heard that Wade? So a book, it's just a whole controversy about this author is written. It's just really negative about Mexico, but it's like he hasn't had the experience. And so I'm sitting there and other people I know is like, you know what, we better write, our experiences down because other people like jumping on things they don't know anything about. Right. And so you have your story and you've taken various parts of it and produced these books and all that. So that's got to feel pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel very proud of that.
So in addition to just the writing, I said it's not just, it's golden. But you're doing other things, and I did ask you about your occupation. Tell me about Perfect Kids.
Yeah, so Perfect Kids is an organization designed to combat childhood obesity. Mm-hmm. It was founded in 2009. I just had this great idea of I want to see healthy kids. Mm-hmm. And what it meant to me back in 2009 was basically to have kids physically active, having kids eat better, and just educating them about what it means to be well. Mm-hmm. In 2020, I realized that it takes much more than physical activity and nutrition. Mm-hmm. So the way that I connect my books as well as my nonprofit is that I want to see kids healthy, mind, body, and spirit. Mm-hmm. So if they're not reading, I want to see them reading. That's all a part of being whole. That's art. That's all about being healthy. And so with Perfect Kids and also literacy with my books, I feel like that makes them whole as well.
Now, someone might say, okay, popped in my head, Perfect Kids. Perfect Kids. Okay, why that name? Did you name it?
Yes,
okay.
I named it, and it's not literally Perfect Kids, but I feel like we should all be striving for perfection.
There you go. Okay. Yeah.
And so with Perfect Kids, it's the concept of being fit. It's the concept of eating really good food, and it's the concept of being healthy mentally as well. Because even, there's a lot of statistics about mental illnesses starting with kids as young as 6 and 7 years old. And one thing that I've learned is that more doctors are providing antidotes such as get your kid out to run or let them play basketball or maybe toss around a football. Physical activity, I feel like, is like that foundation of this is not the solution, but it's a fraction of the solution.
Sure it is, yeah.
And it's easy, it's free, and you could, as a parent, I could actually get physically active with my child outdoors.
Yeah, and we talked about this, that, just everything that we talked about connects.
Yeah.
And so there's the family part, there's the reading part, there's the exercise and the healthy mind and the emotional health aspect of things and all. And just having a goal, et cetera, right? And being driven and having a passion about something. So it all ties in together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I definitely, that's one thing, we spoke about my son at SDSU earlier. That's one thing I'm really proud that building that healthy foundation with him. So now he's a student, but he's still going to the gym. He's into a lot of other physical activities. And I want to really credit that to the foundation that my husband and I instilled in him.
That's right.
And that's good for his mental health as well. You know, when tests come up or quizzes or when he's feeling really stressed out, hey, go to the gym or go outside, take a run. That's going to elevate your spirit. So, I'm really proud about that.
It's a really important. It's really important that young people or all of us have that outlet, and it's easy. It's free.
Yes.
You're just taking a long walk, whatever. And we sometimes forget this is the last thing I want to do, and the first thing that I really needed. It was the thing that made the difference. So let's go from obesity to rising against hunger or rise against hunger.
Yeah.
So now, this is another thing that you're involved in. Is this also yours?
No, Rise Against Hunger is actually the organization that I work for. And basically, we work with different businesses. We work with schools as well as churches to package meals for different countries, such as Zimbabwe, parts of Southeast Asia. And we provide food for them because sometimes they may not have access to healthy food. So we work with local organizations, package these meals, and we ship it out to them. Okay. And that provides hope for them. It empowers them, and it actually gives them the encouragement to just keep moving on with life.
Yeah, well, they get to eat, right?
Yeah.
So we have a situation: too much food, not enough exercise, and then people who is like, man, they need our help.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
And so, Rise Against Hunger, where are they based?
So they're based in North Carolina.
Okay.
I manage the program here in San Diego, and we're actually all over. So we're in Italy. We package meals in different countries and a lot of places like Chicago, Philadelphia, also Los Angeles.
Okay. And do you have a lot of help locally?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
People, I've learned, people are always looking for ways to give back. People, sometimes we can't give our money, but we have time and we have the ability to volunteer with great organizations that has a cause that's near and dear to us.
Absolutely. Well, you're helping in so many ways.
Yes.
We have our listeners, and they might want to know more about your story. Can you tell us maybe a website or email address? Anyone who wants to ask you more about your book or maybe has some ideas for some of the other projects you're working on?
Yes. So I could be reached. You can visit my website at LakeyshaSowunmi.com. That's LakeyshaSowunmi.com. And if you would like to ask me any more questions or if you want feedback, anything, you could email me at info@LakeyshaSowunmi.com.
And what's the furthest you've ever traveled to speak to a group of people?
Probably Los Angeles.
Okay.
I'm a local girl. But you know what? The future may hold different things.
That's right. So Wade just handed me a note. We were trying to figure out the name of that. Is it a movie or is it a book? It's a book. It's a book called American Dirt. So it's creating some controversy. Like I said, we have to tell our own story. So we're all storytellers, right?
That's right.
And that's one of the things that Wade specializes in. So just if you didn't know. Anyway, we're just a few seconds away. Any last words for our audience?
No, I guess I would just have to encourage people, if you are thinking about a book, if you have ideas, even if you started writing, don't give up. The process is long, but it's all worth it in the end.
Very good. And you have to be determined.
Yes.
And you have to, I'm going to guess, it has to be like a routine for you, right?
Absolutely.
And you're probably thinking about writing right now, aren't you?
I am.
All right, folks. Anyway, it's been a nice, entertaining, educational hour with Lakeysha Sowunmi, and we're going to have her back when she does her new book. I'm Jose Cruz. You've been listening to the Literacy for All radio show on WS Radio, the worldwide leader in Internet talk.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children. After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
In the military, things can change in an instant. Your personal life is just the same. Just like you protect our country, you want your family protected. That's why thousands of military members trust Navy Mutual Life Insurance. Navy Mutual is nonprofit, providing current and former Navy, Marine, and Coast Guard families with life insurance, no sales fees, and no military service restrictions. Protecting members on active duty and beyond. Call 1-800-628-6011, 800-628-6011, NavyMutual.org, insuring those who serve.
Nowadays, internet devices are an integral part of your home. Everyone in your family has a smartphone, tablet, or a computer. Life is easier knowing that all your devices are secured and your family can surf the internet carefree. ESET Multi-Device Security Pack does just that. One license for all your devices. With ESET, it's simple to stay protected and save money. Enjoy safer technology with ESET Multi-Device Security Pack at ESET.com. That's ESET.com.
I've heard this is like one of the best pizza spots in town.
Yes, it is.
I'll do a slice of pepperoni, slice of vegetarian.
You got it.
And I will pay for all of that in 3 days.
In 3 days? What's that mean?
Well, wait, you accept credit cards. That money's not going to hit your account for 3 days anyway.
I need my money quicker.
At Chase, we hear you. With Express Funding, card payments are in your Chase account the next business day. Go to chase.com/expressfunding. Chase for business, so you can.
Compensated participation. All businesses are subject to credit approval. Not all clients are eligible for next business day funding, and additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McAuliffe brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcAuliffe.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. McAuliffe. ChristopherMcAuliffe.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. MOZEguitars.com, 619-698-1185.